I was a big fan of Disney growing up. I still am. While I never really watched Cinderella or Beauty and the Beast a ton as a kid, I was all about movies like The Lion King, Aladdin, and, well, Peter Pan. Granted, it's kinda racist, and there are definitely parts of the movie that haven't aged well, but for the most part, it's a great movie and a Disney classic. And this short little intro is all leading up to saying that I saw a meme a little while ago. Here it is right now, suggesting that Peter Pan was actually an angel escorting kids off to heaven or Neverland. And boom, this ruined our childhood. Well, that got me thinking, was there any credence to this? Could it be true? Well, lucky for you, I've done some digging. Now, Peter Pan actually wasn't invented by Disney. It was created by J.M. Barrie when he wrote the book Peter and Wendy. Well, tragically, J.M. lost his brother David in an ice skating accident only 2 days before his 14th birthday. This loss deeply affected James Matthew and his mother, with his mother taking solace in the idea that David would never grow old and leave home. So it's very possible that the idea of Peter Pan originated with the loss of David. Well, this is backed up when Wendy and Miss Darling are discussing Peter Pan in chapter 1 of the book. The book says, at first, Miss Darling did not know, but after thinking back into her childhood, she just remembered a Peter Pan who was said to live with the fairies. There were odd stories about him, as that when children died, he went part of the way with them, so that they should not be frightened. So clearly here, Peter functions as some sort of psychopomp, which means guide of souls, and historically is someone who doesn't judge the dead, but simply guides them to the next phase. And then we can look at the origin of Peter Pan and his name. Well, Peter doesn't really mean much, it's just somebody that J.M. Barrie knew. But Pan is more important here. In Greek mythology, Pan is the mischievous Greek god of the woodlands, and embodies the timeless concepts of innocence and immortality. So clearly, good old Jim Barrie at least toyed with the idea of Peter Pan being seen as a version of the angel of death in some ways. It was clearly influenced and inspired by the death of his brother in doing so. But let's talk about the Disney version. Is that little guy still an angel of death? Well, not so much, and definitely not as clearly as in the books. I mean, we can look no further than the ending of the movie. Peter brings the Darling children back home, so clearly they're not dead. Now, you could say, well, maybe the Darling children were in a coma, so Peter escorted them to heaven and then brought them back. But that really goes against everything we see in the movie. The mother didn't really seem that happy to see them again, at least not compared to they had woken up from a coma. You could say the coma was just through the night, and no one knew, but that's just poor storytelling because it's introducing an element to the plot at the last second that really holds no bearing and wasn't there to begin. So clearly, Peter Pan was not intended to be an angel of death like he was in the book. But it's so pretty cool that in the book, Peter Pan was actually an angel of some sorts. Anyways, what do you think? Sound off in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Are there any other fan theories that you really enjoy? Sound out down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button. More videos just like this one every single day. And I'll see you all next time.